Good evening, everyone. We are live at 5.
Hello. I know, it's Sunday evening, isn't it? And I'm disturbing all of you again, ending up into your homes via Facebook. But hello and welcome to Live at 5. So today, as I've been posting out, following on from last week, we're going to be talking about probiotics. And what I thought I would show you was how to make water kefir and how easy it is, because I know a lot of people kind of get a little bit confused, or they just think, well, how am I going to get started? I was exactly the same. I was a little bit daunted, and it took me...
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby, and hi, Harvey. Harvey's watching, apparently. Bless him, he's very sweet. He's a very clever boy. He needs to do his chocolate recipes. I think he was making chocolate once. I'm always fascinated by that one. So we're going to talk about water kefir, and once you know water kefir, you can use milk kefir as well. They're different kefir grains that we need to start up with, but the process is exactly the same. The only reason I'm using water kefir is because I can't seem to tolerate milk, even though milk kefir, they say, has got the lactase removed in it. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can actually try it in small amounts. But I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid, because once my stomach goes, it's like takes months and months for it to come back to normal. So when IBS kicks off with that, so I'm not going to try it. But if you don't have any issue with dairy at all, then I would recommend trying the lactose. I would recommend trying the milk kefir, because that's got a few more bacteria in it, and it's better for you. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So what I want to start with is water kefir. We ordered it online. Harry, where did we order it from?
Amazon.
It was on Amazon, and anyway, you can get them. It's when they arrive in a little packet. They're quite small. We actually get
just about that much, and that's
much.
What sort of your start off grains will tend to sort of look like, and that's the volume that you will tend to sort of get.
Okay, so that's what they look like, and they'll come in like a little sealed packet. It's important that when you get them, they've probably been starved. They're living. These are living organisms, and they need food, and their food is sugar. Okay, and they need hydrating, so they need water. So when they arrive, they've been, think about yourselves, think about any living organisms, have been shipped in the post. Whilst they're still in like a little moist packet, they're probably deprived of their food and their water. So the first thing you need to do as soon as they come in is, if they arrive while you're out, don't worry about it. But if they arrive and you can't deal with them until the next day, just stick them in the fridge for the time being, but don't leave them too long. Really try and do it as quickly as possible.
High power.
Get them out of their packet and put them in just a little cup.
Probably that'll do,
size.
just to hydrate them, and then just to add a little bit of sugar in there, just to get them going.
So what you would do is you add the sugar into the water and just stir it a little bit, and then you add your kefir grains into it, and then just leave it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. But try and use it as quickly as you can, as I said. So once they've hydrated, once they're feeling a bit better and ready to go and be active, then you're ready to make your solution up. So bearing in mind that what happens with the kefir grains is that they use the sugar, they eat up the sugar, and they ferment, and they create all these bacteria which are left in the liquid, into the water. So you're not having a sugary liquid. So don't think, oh my goodness, I've got all this sugar going in here and this is going to go inside me. Actually, not that way at all. Couple of things to remember. These are things, I don't know whether they're right or wrong, because I've only just started on my kefir journey myself, but apparently most of the information that I've read says not to use anything metal, so not to use a metal spoon and not to use a metal sieve. So we use a wooden or plastic spoon, just anything you've got, and we have a plastic sieve, and they're so easy to get hold of as well. Okay, so once you get them and you're ready to start your solution, you literally need 500 millilitres of water. I have written this out for those of you who've received one of my some of my packs. of kefir because they grow. The other thing I'll show you in a minute is how much they grow. So you end up with so much kefir, and you've got to start. You've got to have friends that want kefir, so you spread them out, share the love, as I said. So 500 milliliters of water, really simple, filtered water. That's the other thing. Filtered water is better. So just any one of those. I mean, the Britax filters. I'm not promoting Britax, but any filtered water is really ideal because and not mineral water that you get in a bottle either. So filtered water, 500 ml. And what you need to do is create a sugar solution. So depending on what sugar you use will depend on what colour the kefir takes on. I tend to use organic. I've used jaggery most of it for most of my kefir so far. And today you could use coconut sugar.
So that's a dark sugar.
That's the dark sugar. That's jaggery. It's like it's like that. But this is quite solid.
So could you get away with like using things like muscovado or?
You could do. You could do.
Is any sugar solution?
Any sugar solution. Any sugar solution at all. I mean, you can even use white processed sugar. But as I said, ideally, if you're gonna, I would put or get something organic in sugar-wise. So I'm going to use this golden organic sugar, and again it's on my blog, the recipe.
So you need about 30 to 60 grams
of sugar.
Okay, to about 500 mils of an end solution.
But just to make that, it's so simple. So that's, even the children can do this. So that's 30. I can.
So of course, the more sugar that you have, then the stronger the end solution is going to be.
Yeah. So I'm going to add 50, roughly. There you go, 50. Now, in order to dilute this slightly, I've just got some warm water, very, very, very small amount of warm water, just to create a solution, because you don't want the water hot. I just want the water. I want the sugar to dissolve. Okay, as best as possible, if you can. This is choosing not to at the moment, but I'm probably going to end up breaking it and sticking it on. And some of you may have already started using kefir, which is great as well. I don't know if any of you already are. If you've got any questions, please ask away.
What you'll also need to do and invest in is going to be a kilner type of jar, something that you can store this solution in with a lid that is sealed. So what you're going to end up doing is that you're going to store this liquid at room temperature for at least 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
But probably no more than that.
No, you don't want it, because you'll see it.
Hello, DJ Raj.
Oh, hi Raj. God, I don't know how you're up. You're out all night and then you're up now as well. But yeah, the other thing as well, if you're making milk kefir, you need to keep an eye on it. You need to shake it and stir it, and you need to keep an eye on it, because milk kefir, you don't want the kefir to, you don't want the milk to split. It's really important that you catch it well before it splits, because if you leave it in there, it will keep the kefir will keep eating up what it needs, and then it will split and you'll end up with curds and whey. So really ideal, just keep, when you're making milk kefir, the same process except you're using milk instead of the water, and you high vanilla, and you need to keep an eye on it. You need to shake it every so often and keep an eye on it. And you don't need to keep it in a warm place. That's a myth. You can keep it out on the counter. You can keep it in a warm place if you want it to ferment more quickly, but you can quite happily leave it out on the counter, and then you can actually see it, or in the storeroom or wherever it is, and then you can actually see it start to turn. And it should sort of look like a thick, like a yogurt type of consistency, and it will have quite a strong smell as well. So we'll talk about the taste in a minute. Right, I've done what I can. I can't dissolve much more than that. So that's going to go.
So that goes straight into your fermenting jar. So there needs to be enough air in there. So this jar is about 1 or 2 litres.
2 litres, yeah.
So there needs to be enough air in there, obviously, because it is a living organism. It does require air as well. So that's room temperature, 500 mils of water.
Okay. I actually make double this. This is just to show you, but I actually make double. So that's the colour of the water. Mm-hmm. So the kefir is not going to be far off that colour. Right.
And that's is
it.
2 tablespoons
2 tablespoons of
of
kefir.
the kefir.
The water kefir. And that's going in. And they're very happy when they go in. Happy little organisms that go in. So I'm using a wooden spoon. It sort of makes sense, I suppose, using a wooden spoon as opposed to a metal spoon, because then you just stir them in. Okay, you can see them in there. Don't know if you can see them in there. They're going to be very happy in a minute and start growing. Okay, so.
Hello, Sumalanga.
All right, so that lid on, and that is it. That's actually it. So you leave that on one side.
So that was made from scratch in about 7 minutes.
This isn't going to be a long live. I don't want Sundays to be too long. You guys are busy. But thank you for joining me anyway. So what I was going to show you is once that's done, after 48 hours or so? Yeah,
48
about
hours.
2 days. I end up with a solution like this. So I basically, what I've done.
So you're going to get a dark brown liquid, obviously dependent on the type of sugar that you're going to use. And you're now then going to have to get a
sieve.
Our sieve.
You need to get the sieve,
because you want to
and you'll need to pour the liquid into a jug like this or something like that, so that you pour the liquid from here after 48 hours from here into here, and you catch the kefir that you've got. The kefir will have multiplied. Okay, they will have grown, so there'll be more kefir in there than when you first started. So drain that. I sometimes drain it twice, because actually sometimes the kefir, some of the bits go through, so I sort of do it twice. Put this back into a bowl and leave it there for the moment, and then decant it into your bottle. I've got these little pretty water bottles, but something with a lid is great. In this you can add fresh slices. So once you've made your kefir, that's when you can flavour it.
So that's your final drinking solution that you have.
Yes. So in that final kefir drinking solution, you could add in, I add slices of ginger, thin slices of fresh ginger. You can add mint, fresh mint. You could add some slices of lemon, and you then leave it and drink it. And I drink approximately I started off with literally like about that much every day, because I needed it to get used. I needed to
get used to the taste as well.
Yeah, taste as well. Yes. Okay. Sorry. First thing. The first batch you do of water kefir may just not be nice at all. May not taste quite right. It might be too strong. It might be too acidic. Whatever it may be. But it's usually the second batch by which time you've then got the hang of it, and it tastes much better.
Persevere with it.
Yeah, persevere.
Don't just think that the first batch too strong. I need to stop this now.
Yeah.
Keep going with it. It's important, and then. Once you do 2 or 3 batches, you're going to get to a. You're laughing.
I'll just turn it around. That's probably better.
How rude. Sarah's asking, can pregnant
Sarah.
People take this?
Can what?
Pregnant people.
I think they can, Sarah. I think there should be no reason why you can't. But let me look it up first, and then I'll get back to you. But I think you should be able to, because it's actually just going into your stomach, and all you're introducing is good bacteria into your gut. So therefore, I don't see that it will be a problem, but I will look it up. I was going to say something, and I just completely lost track of what I was going to say because Harry took over. It's Harry's 5 at Live. I think we should have Harry's 5 at Live.
Do you want to show them the volume of kefir grains that we have now?
No, what I wanted to say was sorry, I've got it now, So when I first started, I started taking a teaspoon or a little tiny bit at a time, and then I built it up slowly and slowly, because you need to stop and think about how you're feeling, how it's making you feel. It's going to be, you're adding something different to your body, so you need to make sure you're comfortable with what's going on and what it's doing to you. So I now drink about 100 ml roughly a day, and the flavour changes. I find each time, I don't know, again, some of you might be making kefir out there and it's exactly the same every time, but I find that the flavour changes. Sometimes I find it's a little bit tart and acidic. Sometimes I find it's a little bit effervescent. Sometimes I find it's very smooth, and there's not too much acidic stuff going on. So it does change. But I've found it helps. I have it, and the other thing is I have it before I eat. So in the morning, I have it before I consume any food, so that my gut's kind of got a chance to get ready. So it's a pre-digesting. Yeah. So that's how I have it. Now, we started off with this number of kefir grains. the one I showed you. And don't be alarmed. This is how we're storing our kefir. They're in a water sugar solution. That is how much they have grown. So
dun, dun, dun.
There's a load in there. There's enough kefir grains in there to fill that bowl now, and we started off with that. So you do need to have kefir friends, as I say.
Spread the kefir.
Spread the love. So those of you who'd like some kefir, I'd be more than happy to give you some. I'll just send it to you, and I can then send you a little instruction thing in it. And I've actually got something on my blog as well which explains kefir. So with milk kefir, you can use the way to use milk kefir again. Just try it a little bit, and increase it slowly. You can either drink it as a drink. You can make milkshakes with it, so add some fruit to it and make it as a milkshake. So a little bit of fruit in your NutriBullet, a few raspberries or whatever in your NutriBullet with your kefir. A little bit of banana, maybe half a banana, 3 or 4 raspberries, and a bit of your kefir, and you've actually got a lovely smoothie. That's a really good way of drinking it. You can add it to your yogurt in the morning, so live yogurt. You can have it added to that with your if you're having granola with yogurt or something. So it's a great way of introducing the kefir into your system and adding it. So again, for children, it's fantastic. Just pop it in there. It's great for children. So there's nothing wrong with that. Dog's barking. There's no one here. She's going deaf. The other thing is you can actually make coconut. You can make this water kefir. You can make it with coconut water as well. I mean, I'm not advertising this brand, but coconut water. You can use the coconut water instead of the water and the sugar, because the coconut water's got sugar in it. So don't add any extra sugar to this coconut water.
So would you use 500 mils of?
Yes, 500 mils of coconut water with the kefir that we had, and then you just mix it and leave it in there, and then you get this kind of coconutty sort of taste, slight tinge to it as well. So that's quite an interesting one. You can also make it with coconut milk. But again, don't use like a UHT type of milk, or try if you. I know it's impossible, isn't it? Fresh coconut milk, but the fresher the better, because then it prefers that environment.
If you're in India, you can.
If you're in India, you can. We're not in India, so that's not going to happen. Right. So that was it, I think, for kefir. Try it, see how you get on. It would be interesting. I'd love to hear from you. If you've got any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
So what's happening on Tuesday?
Tuesday we're doing breakfast again we're doing breakfast, but we're going to be doing more egg-based breakfast. So if you like eggs, we'll be doing that. And what I'll also be doing is trying I'll be doing those pancakes. I didn't get around to doing pancakes, so I'll make some pancakes, a variety of pancakes, but also I'll be trying to do like a vegan pancake, so using chickpea flour, and that's quite easy as well to do. But eggs, so I'm going to show you the other end of the spectrum where I've actually reached now, where for me, I crave a savoury breakfast now. I don't crave a sweet breakfast anymore. Every so often, if I feel like it, I'll have some porridge, or I'll have some of the breakfasts I show you, but majority of the time I tend to crave eggs with vegetables. I had that again today. I had scrambled egg on a bed of spinach and chard, and then I drizzled some olive oil on top of it as well, and that's like, just for me is heaven now. But so we'll do breakfasts next week on Tuesday. And yeah, I think that's it. That was it, 20 minutes. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Any questions, please feel free to fire them away. And if you've got anything you'd like to, we were thinking maybe next week on Sunday, I know it's a bank holiday, but we thought we'd look at sweeteners, because I know a lot of you have asked about sweeteners. So I thought we'd look at sweeteners and artificial sweeteners and stevia and have a look and just explore that together, because again, I'm going to learn it just at the same time as you, and as soon as I learn it, I'd like to pass on my knowledge, which is exactly what I'm doing with the kefir, because I'm trying it and I'm passing the knowledge on to you. So we can look at sweeteners, I think, next Sunday for 20 minutes or so, and I can show you what I've learnt. So have a wonderful Sunday, everybody. Hopefully see you on Tuesday for our live cooking, which will be at 7:30.
Katie Chatra's just...
Hi, Katie. Oh, Katie's in the sunshine. Katie, it's 8 degrees outside here. 8 degrees. It's so cold. It's literally... I walked out and I went... And you know when your breath all kind of... goes out, and I thought, oh, God, it's winter. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely time, Katie. We miss you. But yeah, join me at 7:30 on Tuesday for the live cooking as well. Any questions? Anything you'd like me to?
So we're going to get back to Sarah on.
Yeah, Sarah about the pregnancy, but I think you'll be fine, Sarah. I can't.
Katie says it's 34. I think we're going now.
Katie, look at my face. Look at the face. That's just really sad. It's really sad.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so Sarah, I think you can, but I'll double check for you because you can. Children can have it, so definitely adults can have it too. But yeah, have a lovely Sunday. I mean, adults, children, I'm sure pregnant ladies can have it as well. But
we'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you, sorry, yes, okay. Have a lovely, 34 degrees has gone to my head. Have a lovely Sunday, enjoy, take care, see you Tuesday.
Bye guys,
Bye.
see you Tuesday.